What's up, nail geeks, and welcome to the first video for 2025 polish pickup. We have the amazing theme Masquerade, which I personally have been like just crossing my fingers and hoping that it was going to win. It's been brought up a couple times over 2024 for voting, and it hasn't won until now. So I don't know. I just feel like January is a good time for this theme as well, because as opposed to doing like, I don't know. I know this time of year, everyone's always talking about New Year's resolutions, things like that. After my year of 2024, I'm like, screw that. I'm not going to have any resolutions. I just want health and happiness for myself and my loved ones. And that's all I'm going to ask for. It's instead of doing like the traditional type thing like that, I kind of like it. It's almost like Masquerade is like our party to welcome in the new year, I guess. I don't know. I'm feeling poetic this week. I have lots of polishes to show you all. If you're new to the channel, hello. If you're new to indie polish, Polish Pickup is a massive collaboration between dozens of makers, and every month there is a theme voted on in our Facebook group. You can join that. It's linked in the description box of this video. It's voted on 2 months ahead of time, so makers and swatchers have enough time to get their stuff together. And yeah, it's amazing. What you see on this video is a sampling of what is in the shop in general. There is polish all over the place. And then we do have some base coats and top coats and some small non-polished items that you can check out too, in addition to that. Keeping the introduction short and sweet, I'm super pumped because we have a couple of new makers joining the 2025 lineup on this video. I think you're all going to be super excited to see. So just real quick housekeeping. I did a redraw in December's polish pickup. I had tons and tons of winners. I think I had 25, I believe, that I pulled. I think half of you have emailed me. So in just clean slate for polish pickup for 2025 for my videos. I'm not going to do a shaming corner as much as I love to shame people. But it's all in fun. In just keeping a clean slate. If you want to go back and check my December video, go in my pinned comments and you'll see I have a pinned comment there and check if you did not know that you won or not. So go do that. I'm not going to shame anybody, but I will just say I'm going to continue on the sponsored giveaway for my polish pickup videos. If you're new here, I do a sponsored giveaway where I choose 10 of you randomly through random, I think it's comment. I always want to say random.org, comment picker. I use that and it just randomly pulls my comment section, and then I just randomly choose winners. And if you are pulled, you are going to receive a $10 gift code from me. All I ask is you just email me so that I don't need personal information, obviously, but your personal email and whatnot is kept confidential. So you email me, thepolishedmage@hotmail.com. That's my business email, for lack of better words. That's all you have to do. I'm going to have this giveaway. At the time I'm recording this, I'm really hoping I can get back on schedule. Let me pull up my calendar here. I'm going to have this giveaway running until, I usually do until the Tuesday. So PPU is opening then. I'm going to have it running until New Year's Eve. That's exciting. So December 31st, let's do 4 p.m. Central. December 31st at 4 p.m. Central, I will pull 2025's first set of winners for my giveaway. All you gotta do is leave a comment. My one rule is keep it positive. I like my channel to be a positive space, and I recently yeeted somebody from my channel because they were starting drama in my comments. I have no problem removing comments if you are wanting to start anything. So this is a unicorn farting rainbows channel, and just be kind to one another, be kind to each other. I just want this to be like, I don't know, again, unicorns farting rainbows. That's all of you. That's me. That's what this channel is. So keep it positive, please. So I do try to definitely keep it safe. If you want to comment, those of you who are shy, I don't know. It just stuck with me at Polish and Beauty Expo. I had some people say they were shy for commenting and stuff and participating. And I'm like, no, this is a spot where we can geek out together. So, all right, off my soapbox. Without further ado, let's dive in. Let's check out some pretty polishes, get comfy, cozy for this fun, long video as we close out 2024. Bye. I'm so over it. Let's check out some pretty polishes. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Starting this off with Ahmya Cosmetics, this is Gilded Secrets, described as a black to clear thermal with red, orange, and yellow flakes. This one's inspired by a Venetian lover mask. This one's $13.50 with a cap of 250 bottles. We have a soft jelly, but very smooth type of formula going on here. I do agree with the official description that the warm state is a clear. So this is a really excellent thermal if you're wanting to get a little creative and say, put it over other undies, other creams, things like that. Now I want to note on my ice water shot here, you will see that it's clear, but there is the tiniest bit of a smoky tint. I don't think it's so pigmented that it's going to super interrupt your cream bases if you choose to layer it. Baroness X brings us Obscura. This is a gold, green, sky blue magnetic polish with a rainbow of iridescent flakes and flakies and a deep purple base. This one's inspired by obscuring your identity with a beautiful mask. Price is $13 and there is no cap. We have a metallic sort of formula going on here, and it's very easy to build up to opacity. Now, magnetics, I will always give the advice that you want to make sure that there's plenty of polish on your nails. That way you'll get a more stark, like super in your face contrast when you magnetize it. So I chose to take this one up to 3 coats. With that said, the formula is quite bouncy. So be mindful of that. If you choose to wear it like me, just go in lighter on those coats. Otherwise, 2 normal, somewhat heavy-handed coats might work good too. BCB has Sunset Soiree. This is a dark plum when cold to pink when warm thermal with a pink, orange, green shifting shimmer. This one's inspired by a vintage pink Masquerade mask. Price is $13.50 and there is a cap of 400 bottles. This is such a beautiful thermal. It's one of my top picks for this month. I do have a couple, and we have a very reactive type color. This is going to be bomb for Valentine's Day manis coming up, at least for myself. I do love me some pink type of colors and these nice wines, things like that. This has a very rich, opaque formula. I think 2 coats is perfectly opaque and a good glossy top coat as indicative to most thermals. It will dry down quite flat. Beaux Rêves Veil of Illusion is a deep teal green base with a bold color shifting shimmer in green, gold, pink, purple, and silver reflective glitter. This one is $12.50 with no cap. Another one of my top picks. When you build this one up to opacity, it is gorgeous. Now it starts off on the jelly side. I thought it was going to be quite soft in the overall appearance of it, but between that second and third coat, it just popped ridiculously well. I do think that there is excellent coverage on the second coat, but because it's a jelly formula and it was drying down pretty flat from all of the reflective glitters, I chose to take it up to 3 coats and I preferred it this way. So this is going to really be up to you and how you polish. I did use a very thin coat of glitter smoothing top coat as this one dries down with a touch of texture from those reflective glitters, and the shimmer is so shifty. Cadillacquer in Disguise is a blue magnetic base and a black base with small gold flakes. This one's inspired by a blue and gold mask. Price is $14 and there is a cap of 600 bottles. Cadillacquer does these types of polishes so well, and I love how this one can be translated perfectly between unmagnetized and magnetized states. So if you wanted to wear it by itself, you absolutely can. I think it's a beautiful metallic blue with these gorgeous gold flakes that are in a variety of sizes. Some of my nails, I got some chunkier ones, and then on, in between, you'll see on my macro shot here in just a moment that some of them are kind of small too. So a wonderful array there. And when you magnetize it, it's stunning. This was quick to snap too with the Magic Magnetic Top Coat. So I think it's very user-friendly, and you'll want to finish with a thicker glossy top coat or maybe a glitter smoothing top coat in tandem with your top coat, as it did dry down quite flat and a touch thirsty. Cameo Colors, As the World Falls Down, is a black jelly full of indigo blue shimmer with scattered hollow sparkle, small silver hollow, and iridescent blue glitters, and a touch of silver hollow micro flakes. This one's inspired by the Masquerade ball in the Labyrinth. Price is $12.50 and there's a cap of 200 bottles. Cameo makes these wonderful polishes that have just an array of goodies in them, and it doesn't look too busy, and this is no exception. I appreciated how this one would build up to a stark black across the nail, and the shimmer, the blue little bits in here, are not hidden by that deep dark base. This is quite sparkly, and I think for opacity, 2 normal or 3 thin coats, like what I wore here, is the best. So very rich in how it builds up, and I did wear a thin layer of glitter smoother with my top coat. Chameleon Nails Forbidden Desire is a thermal that goes from a vibrant indigo when cold to colorless when warm, filled with black flakes, pink iridescent flakes, and a scattering of golden holographic and golden reflective glitters. This one's inspired by the atmosphere at a masked ball. Price is $13.50, and there's a cap of 300 bottles. I do apologize if you can hear bells in the background. The kitties are playing in the cat tower right next to the PC. Anyways, Forbidden Desire is another gorgeous thermal. It's very easy to shift between the warm and cold states. You can wear this one at 2 coats, but I chose to take it up to 3 because I'm extra and I wanted to maximize the flaky action, and this is glorious. This is another one I think will be very versatile in that you can absolutely put an undie, a cream of some sort underneath this polish, and you will have a whole different look to it. It does have a touch of texture and thirstiness to it, so depending on your top coat of choice, you may want to use a glitter smoother. Cracked Polish Jewel of the Ball is a shimmering antique green base adorned with dazzling teal and purple chameleon magnetic pigments. This one's inspired by the mystery and elegance of the Masquerade. Price is $13, and there's a cap of 1,000 bottles. Big warm welcome to Cracked Polish to our PPU family lineup. So excited to have Monique here, and y'all have been selling out her polishes big time lately, and I have a feeling despite the large cap, this one's going to go as well. So Jewel of the Ball looks like a wonderful smoky metallic look when you wear it unmagnetized, but the magic really pops when it's magnetized. This has a ton of color shift in the magnetic pigment, and I'm going to suggest 3 coats and a glossy top coat. The magnetic pigment is quite shifty in person, especially in shaded lighting. Crystal Knockout has Star-Crossed. This is a violet blue to mauve jelly thermal with blue and purple shimmer, red micro glitter, and red and pink heart glitters. This one's inspired by Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Price is $12, and there is no cap. Star-Crossed has a heavy type of formula, and I exploited that paddle brush to spread it on my nails like butter on warm toast. It's quite a heavy type of formula. If that bugs you, you may want to use a couple drops of Indie Safe Thinner to this, but I personally don't think it needed that. But if a thicker formula bugs you, then maybe. I thought 2 coats was perfect. I had no issues getting the heart glitters out of the bottle onto the brush and onto my nails, so no fishing required there. I did do a little bit of careful placement as they did kind of not look as spread out for my photos, but you'll have no issues getting them. So I really appreciated that. You will need a glitter smoother because this one has a ton of texture to it too. Cuticula's Dance With Me is a wine jelly base full of green, gold, orange, yellow, shifting iridescent flakes. This one is a sibling to Flake It Till You Make It, if you appreciated that one. This one's inspired by another Cinderella story. Price is $13, and there is no cap. So we have a very jelly formula going on here. This one starts off on the lighter side too. And true to jelly formulas, it's going to be pretty different whether you stop at 2 or 3 coats. I personally liked that 3rd coat. It deepened out the base color itself, and it is quite glowy in the flaky payoff. Dom Why So Silent is a red jelly base with blue multichrome and silver reflective glitters. This one's inspired by the Phantom of the Opera and the Masquerade scene. Price is $14, and there's a cap of 300 bottles. This is another one of my top picks in this video, in the shop, what have you, and it's easy to build up. Now, that 3rd coat is kind of a little overkill, but I personally preferred it this way. So you can absolutely stop at 2 coats. It is opaque there, but that 3rd coat I personally liked. So if you like that thicker appearance, go for it. Just be mindful to go in thin, and you'll need to use a glitter smoothing top coat and glossy top coat as we have a ton of texture from those reflective glitters. This is so ridiculously sparkly and shimmery in person. Danglefoot's Final Masquerade is a rich brown base with prominent green, blue, purple shimmer and pale coral reflective flakes. This is inspired by Linkin Park's Final Masquerade. Price is $13.50, and there's a cap of 250 bottles. This is a standard type of reflective glitter finish, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a bit of a jelly sort of buildup in that you can stop at 2 coats, but it's going to bring you a lighter type of brown base, almost like what I classify as being a dough brown type of color. If you want to be extra and exploit the shimmer more, have more payoff, make it plumper on your nails, what have you, you can wear it at 3 thin coats like myself. Again, you'll need a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat. Dreamland Lacquer has Ball Masque. This is a multi-chrome that shifts from green to cerulean to an almost violet. This one's inspired by a peacock green and blue carnival mask. Price is $13 and there is a cap of 500 bottles. This is a very much, in my opinion, chrome type of finish and how it applies. I thought 2 coats was perfect for opacity, easy and rich and super smooth on the formula. It is very chrome-like, so just be mindful of your brush strokes so you don't get any potential streaks on your nails. In indoor lighting, this is mostly going to appear as that nice emerald green, and I did see a wonderful blue shift at the most extreme angles. Emily Damali Miss Runway is a navy base with pink to green shifting aurora shimmer and cyan purple pink shifting magnetic effect. This one's inspired by a dress. Price is $13 and there's a cap of 320 bottles. Another fantastic multi-chrome type of magnetic finish. This one looks interesting as a almost softened type of multi-chrome. It's not like super like ultra color roll when unmagnetized, but when you magnetize it, it just exploits all that beauty. It's almost like a duochrome unmagnetized, if that makes sense. But you can see here on the magnetized portion, it is chef's kiss, lots of shift from the magnetic pigment, and then that nice red shimmery speckled effect in the background is very nice too. There's an easy shift between that cyan and that purple effect. Ethereal's Masquerade Dance Party is a barely there pink base with glowing blue to violet shimmer and large particle shimmer that shifts blue to green. This one's inspired by a scene in Sailor Moon. Price is $13 and there is no cap. I completely agree with that official description. I would describe this one as being a pretty much sheer type of polish. Now, as you build it up, it's going to have this almost pseudo opacity sort of thing going on because it's so jam-packed full of shimmer. I love it to pieces. Wait till you see this on the Willet Topper segment. It's so nice. 3 coats is what I would recommend. Just be kind of mindful. The formula has a bit of a bounce to it, so just prevent any over buildup. Go in light if you choose to wear it at 3 coats. If a visible nail line bugs you, I would suggest a blurring base. Femme Fatale's Mourir d'Amour. I am so sorry. I know I butchered that. That translates to die of love. It's a deep violet jelly base with gold hollow glitter mix and strong red copper gold shifting shimmer. This one's $14 with a cap of 250 bottles. Price and cap are to be announced. We have a jelly type of formula, and true to a lot of, or rather I should say, my favorite type of Femme Fatale finishes is when they do these glitter mix types of shimmery polishes. They're so pretty and complex. And this is lush and lovely. Now it is true jelly. So I think if you have a really prominent free edge, you might see a smile line. So if that bugs you, wear a purple undie or a blurring base of your choice. This one had a touch of texture from it, so you may need a glitter smoothing top coat. Glam Polish's Hidden Intentions is a teal base with shifting iridescent flakes, gold flakes, sapphire aurora shimmer, and scattered holographic flakes. This one's inspired by a teal feathered masquerade mask with gold accents. Price is $14 and there is a cap of 250 bottles. Hidden Intentions has a really easy formula to it, and that 3rd coat, kind of a formality with yours truly. I honestly think if you go in normal on your nails, especially if you tend to polish normal to somewhat heavy-handed, I think 2 coats is perfect. So your preference on that. It is a bit thirsty in how it dries down, not necessarily textured, but I do recommend a good glossy top coat to smooth this one out because it did dry down quite flat. Hearts and Promises Masked Magic is a light purple ultra aurora with violet shimmer and purple aurora shimmer. This one's $13.25 with a cap of 300 bottles. We have a somewhat standard type of formula going on here. It's not leaning any which way in my opinion. And I'm going to suggest going up to 3 coats for a full buildup. In my opinion, this is a softer type of shade. It's almost like a lacy type of appearance. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just light and delicate in how it builds up. If you have a prominent free edge, you might see your smile line on this one. So my disclaimer on a blurring base applies here. And going back to badass multi-chrome magnetic polishes, we've got Gin and Berries. This is Masked Appeal. This is a purple, red, gold, green at extreme angles, multi-chrome base with a gold magnetic shimmer. This one's inspired by a gold Masquerade mask with purple flowers and feathers. Price is $13 and there's a cap of 310 bottles. This is one of my top picks, again, in the video and in the shop in general. This is so pretty. It's almost got like a Mardi Gras type vibe going on with it. I think Two Coats is rich and perfect. It's so very shifty, and I just love how that macro shot came out. It's so vibrant in person. KBShimmer's Breathe Just Breathe is a multi-chrome shade that starts with a subtle, almost pink leaning silver tone to teal, which shifts into navy and indigo with flashes of green and teal shining through. This one's inspired by the Masquerade ball scene from Ever After, one of my favorite movies. Price is $13 and there is no cap. Glorious. Another one of my top picks. I love how this one looks. It's a very unique, what I would classify as a multi-chrome in general. It's very unique in the color roll. I love it. The formula is very rich, opaque, and ultra smooth. I think Two Coats is perfect. Lemming Lacquer, The Music, The Lights, is a deep red jelly base with gold aurora shimmer, gold holographic micro sparks, and red orange flakes. This one is $13.25 with a cap of 150 bottles. So the Lemming has a very true jelly formula. I think you may be able to stop at 2 coats, but I really wanted to see what that third coat did. And I'm not too mad at it. I just wish I went in much thinner, building up to 3 coats. It builds up to this lovely type of deep red at 3 coats, but 2 coats is more of a true type of deep red, if that makes sense. The formula is quite dense and very smooth. So again, just go in light on your coats. Don't overwork it to prevent any potential dragging, and finish with a good glossy top coat as it did dry down quite flat. Lumen Starfall Ball is a blurple flaky saturated with an indigo to violet to green shifting shimmer and color shifting flakes and linear holographic effect. This one's inspired by A Court of Thorns and Roses. Price is $13 and there is no cap. This is another one of my top picks. I know I have a lot this month. I was so excited for this theme, and the makers absolutely delivered. This is glowing gorgeousness, so very just luminous with that nice shimmer going on in the background. It's also got a very true Crelly type formula, so it's got a lot of bounce to it. Go in thin on your coats and build it up at 3 coats, and it is chef's kiss. It does dry down quite flat, so use a good glossy top coat. And a big warm welcome to Lurid Lacquer for entrance into PPU. Welcome to the shop. Very excited to have you on board too. She brings us a Fox in the Spring Court. This is a brick red base with bronze light reflective glitter and an aurora shimmer that shifts from green to blue. This one's inspired by the bronze Masquerade mask and green jacket that Lucien wears in A Court of Thorns and Roses. Price is $14.50 and there's a cap of 400 bottles. We have a jelly formula. It is a touch on the heavy side, but still very, very smooth on application. This is one of those reflective finishes that you'll use the texture from your previous coat to adhere the next. Chef's kiss. And for being a warm color, I thought it flattered me really well. So medium to deep skin tones, don't get scared off by that brick red. I know I typically do, but it's glorious. You'll need a glitter smoothing top coat to smooth this out. Monarch Lacquer Venetian Charm is a delicate orchid pink with flakes going throughout it. This is inspired by a pink mask with decorated crystals all over it. Price is $13.50 and there is no cap. We have a jelly type of formula, and this is another one of my top picks this month. It's just, I don't know, it's an orchid pink, which is one of my weaknesses when we are talking pink polish. I love that it's got a touch of a purple lean to it, but the shimmer itself kind of glows up that pinky base. I don't know if that makes sense. I love these colors because they're so ridiculously flattering against my skin tone. Medium to deep tones, this is going to look amazing on you too. I'm going to suggest 3 coats and a glossy top coat. No texture from those flakes or anything, so any top coat is perfect. Night Owl is another one of my top picks. I'm telling y'all, there's a ton this month. I loved this theme so very much. This is a clear base loaded with vibrant crystal flakes that shift magenta, orange, yellow, green, and rose gold hollow micro glitter flakes. This one's inspired by the glitz and sparkle of a masquerade ball. Price is $13 and there is no cap. Now, this type of polish is the reason why video swatching is just chef's kiss sometimes, because you see this one on my full hand shot. It is just that sparkly and blingy and in your face in person. This is very versatile. You can absolutely use it as a topper, but building it up on its own, it is so sparkly and reflective from those flakes. It is chef's kiss. And despite being warm, I thought it looked beautiful against myself. Painted polish brings us Gilded Guys. This is, in my own words, a blue type of deep blue base with gold flakes. Price is $13 and there is no cap. Gilded Guys has a wonderfully smooth type of jelly formula with it that is quite opaque in how it applies. Depending on your preference, you can stop at 2 coats, and I personally went up to 3 lighter coats, and I liked it like this. I thought it gave that plump type of appearance, but if you go in for 3 coats, again, it's a super smooth, opaque formula, so go in very, very light. I had no texture from this, but a touch of thirstiness from the flakes, so use a good glossy top coat. Pampered Polishes Lady in Waiting is a molten antique gold base with a scattered holographic effect. This is $13 with no cap. Lady in Waiting is what I would describe as being a standard type of feel on application. It doesn't lean any which way in that it's not squishy or anything like that. I think 2 coats was perfect. It's got a softer type of gold look to it, and it's what I would describe as being a true type of gold. So it plays up against your skin tone if you are warm or cool toned, in my opinion. It dried down flat, so any top coat is perfect. Paradox Polish Beignet Done That is a magnetic blue polish with shifty magnetic pigment. That is my official description for it. This one's $13.50 with no cap. This is so pretty. Another one of my top picks, and I know I'm being very blue biased this month, and I don't care, because polishes like this are just glorious. When you wear it unmagnetized, it's a very glowy type of blue, very rich and pigmented with a touch of a purple cast to it at angles. And when you magnetize it, as you can see there, lots of movement. It's got that 3D-like effect to it, and it's so very glowy. This has like a galaxy type vibe to it. Penelope Loose Secret Allure is a magnetic multichrome that goes from purple to pink, copper, and gold with a teal base and hollow teal glitter. This one's inspired by a luxurious mask for a masquerade ball. Price is $13.50 and there is a cap of 700 bottles. We have a metallic type of formula and very easy to build up to opacity. That 3rd coat, I kind of waffled on whether or not I wanted to do it, and I wasn't mad at it. That 2nd coat, it was opaque, but it had a softer type of appearance to like the free edge of my falsies where I could kind of see through it. So I don't know, your preference on that. When you magnetize this one, it's also got that very 3D looking effect to it, lots of movement, and the magnetic pigment is quite shifty. Psych Minerals Glittering Gala is a sheer peachy pink base with gold, green, blue, large particle shimmer, pink reflective glitter, and iridescent blue-green flakes. This one is $13 with a cap of 275 bottles. This is what I would very much agree with that official description. I would describe this one as being a peach. And against my warm skin tone, I think this one definitely played up almost like super neutral against myself, like a blingy, amped up neutral. So if you are medium to deep skin tone, I think it'll do that to you as well. So just something to keep in mind. I think 2 coats was perfect to build it up. It's got a plump type of formula to it, and it dries down on the thirsty side because of the reflected glitters. So I chose to use a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat. Royla Lee, welcome to the lineup. This is formerly Wildflower Lacquer, and she has rebranded. So big welcome to the new face, the new name, all that good stuff. And of course, there's still magic here, just as much as we saw with Wildflower. Shadows and Secrets is a mauve base with green to blue to purple shifting shimmer, inspired by Pretty Little Liars Unmasked episode. Price is $13.50 and there is no cap. This is a softer type of buildup. I'm going to suggest 3 coats and a glossy top coat to exploit that shimmer. It's a touch on the lighter side. I would not classify it as a sheer, but just keep that in mind. The shimmer is what's going to really steal the show here. It is quite shifty in person too. Sassy Sauce Secrets and Scandals is a black when cold thermal with glowy blue shimmer and blue-black UCC flakes. When warm, the darkness fades away, leaving all the goodies popping. This one's inspired by a picture of a black and blue mask. Price is $13, and there's a cap of 500 bottles. This is another one of my top picks. And again, I don't care that I'm being blue biased. This is very pretty, and it is just, I don't know, it's so ridiculously glowy. My full hand shot, both the ice water shot and right here, give you a really good idea of what I saw in person. It's just lovely. Now, the warm state is not necessarily colorless. It is like a grayish type of almost dusky, milky look to it. So you might be able to get away with maybe using it as a topper, but you'll see that on the Will It Topper segment. Sweetheart Polish, I'm on to you. Our faux is a juicy grape base with red to yellow to orange shifting Aurora micro flakes and yellow and purple reflective glitter. This one's inspired by the Masquerade scene in the 1996 film Romeo and Juliet. Price is $13, and there's a cap of 250 bottles. This is very pretty and builds up to this luscious, quote unquote, that type of purple. It's very vibrant and so blingy and sparkly. I previously mentioned I like finishes like this where it's not necessarily kitchen sink because I can appreciate all the sparkles and it doesn't overtake or it doesn't mask, pun intended, I'm so clever. It doesn't mask the shimmer there. They're not competing with one another, if that makes sense. I chose to take it up to 3 thin coats, a glitter smoothing top coat, and a glossy top coat. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. So this is a super subjective area. So normally at this point, I tend to do story time while we kick back and relax and watch all the top rings that are going on here. Just standard disclaimer, thermals, I personally would not topper because you kind of take away from the magic for the most part. But I don't know, I feel like this month, the exception to that is that Sassy Sauce polish, which you'll see here in just a moment. But the magnetics, they all worked really well. A lot of these like really blingy type of jellies we saw too also passed the test. And we've got a lot of really beautiful shimmers. Your preference. I think a lot of these do have some versatility in how you're going to wear them. So while we watch the rest of this, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday week. I hope you got some sweets, maybe some pies, things like that. I made a pecan cheesecake pie thing. I guess it was a pie. I don't know. It was like a hybrid and it was amazing. The top of it was like the pecan stuff. And the bottom layer was like 4 inches of a brown sugar based cheesecake. It was magnificent. And then I made my usual pumpkin pie that my husband demands, very nicely demands, for Thanksgiving and for Christmas each year. So I made that and we pigged out. It was great. Kids opened presents and cats got some presents too. They got lots of presents. And they also got their stockings for this first year with them on the wall that was stuffed full of toys for them. And we all had a good time. It was bittersweet and I'm so ready to close out this year. So that was nice. And then going into the New Year's week, I guess, not doing anything there. We're going to just kind of sit at home and just chill and relax. My husband's birthday is the 30th. So we'll probably go out to eat for that and just have a nice, peaceful closeout to this garbage can of a year. And I hope you all stay safe and you all have fun or whatever you're going to do and get plenty of rest. Real quick here, Night Owl looked amazing over black. You can see that it's chef's kiss. If you wanted it more scattered, you can just dry brush it onto your undie of choice. And then these last couple here, some of these were just super stunning. The Paradox, as you can see, works what I was saying. All the magnetics, I didn't really see any that didn't work well over black. So I thought they all worked really well. So kudos to the makers. I was so hoping this theme was going to win the last several months. It'd get close, but then it wouldn't win. But I don't know. We have it. We're here. And I know a lot of the inspirations were very similar to, say, a picture of a mask of some sort. Honestly, I think a lot of these nailed their inspirations. So I encourage you to go to the Facebook group and see the official inspiration photos for each polish because they're amazing. And last but not least, I have the Sugar Scrub from KBShimmer to show you all. Those of you who watch and tune in every single month, you know the drill at this point. This is a fantastic sugar scrub that is very oil-based. You can use it in the shower like I do, and you can use it on your hands for a 30-second mani, as Avon used to call it, and I'm dubbing it now. Sorry, obnoxious microphone sounds. I'm opening it up right now. And you can also use it on your feet too. If you want to do pedicures, oh my gosh, I just opened it and I'm already smelling it. Damn, that smells good. I love tropical smells. If you use it in the shower, again, it's very oil-based, so just make sure you are rinsing your tub really well and being careful so you don't slip. And also, microbiologist nerd here, make sure you use a disposable, maybe a spoon or a popsicle stick, something like that. If you're using it in the shower so you don't drip water in it and you muck it up, for lack of better words. This month we have the smell pineapple passion fruit. Oh, it's so freaking good. It's like, it is equal, juicy, ripe, real pineapple smell and passion fruit. Like, they are equal. I can smell them. Like, I don't really get a layer. They're just beautifully meshed together. And oh, that is very nice. And if you're sensitive to smells, I would say this one's more of a stronger type scent. So the shop is going to open up for official shopping starting January 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And it's going to run until January, I keep saying December, January 6th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Wishlisting will be up whenever they are ready to show off what's on the site for January. And usually it's around like afternoon to late afternoon time. And you will be able to do that. I will link you all below to Polish Pickup's website, including the Facebook group if you want to get in there, see additional swatches, all that fun stuff. And I will also link you all below to the BST group, where myself and Lisa of Cosmetic Sanctuary, my wonderful nail wife, we run it together. That's the chat part of the Polish Pickup Facebook group. You can also swap and trade PPU items only at your discretion and all that good stuff. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment to enter my giveaway. Thank you so much for watching, and happy freaking New Year, everyone.